Amazon. Mr. President, if you were only believable, your attack on Amazon and the benefits it gains from its relationship with the U.S. postal system would have more of an impact. Unfortunately, you persistently attack all comers, and each attack becomes less and less credible. Pick your battles. Don't just pick on anyone and everyone who comes along. First off, sweetheart deals between government entities and business leaders is nothing new. If I remember correctly, you have taken advantage of some of these yourself in the past. It might even be said that your constant use of your properties at government expense is a continued abuse of these kinds of relationships. The government has lent itself to this kind of abuse, and guess what? You are in a perfect position to do something about it. Instead of railing against your opponents, propose legislation which would limit the kind of abuse you seem to be so opposed to, business perpetuating on the government. Of course, you might start with your own businesses and set an example for the kinds of relationship which business owners should carry out with the government. In other words, instead of taking advantage of the government through your position as president, you could, at least, make the playing field more even. As for the postal system, it is my understanding that Congress has a say in their rates. If they're losing money, then these rates should be elevated. On the other hand, some of the reports I have seen would indicate that the purported losses by the postal system are really a shell game in order to engender sympathy and encourage Congress to raise the rates. All of this is to say that a little more transparency and a little less abuse of power would go a long way to helping us, the American public, really know what is going on. This would allow us to support the proposals which could make their way through Congress to address the issues you present. Unfortunately, now that we get in a lot of rah-rah with very little substance, we get a lot of abuse talk and no action. We get a lot of attacks and no victories or change. Isn't it time for something to be done that actually makes a difference?